afternoon, families and friends. I am Maricel Figueroa Marrero, one of the deans for the class of 2026. Please rise if you're able. Let's please first welcome our Public Schools of Brookline administration, including Superintendent of School Bella Wong, also our members of the Brookline School Committee. Welcome Brookline High School administration. Welcome our keynote speaker and BHS faculty and staff. Also, please welcome Brookline High School class of 1976. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. Welcome, Brookline High School's class of 2026. What a beautiful sight. It is now my honor to introduce Brookline High School's Camerata Choir, led by Dr. Michael Driscoll. They will perform the Star Spangled Banner.
You can sit. Sophia's coming back. Thank you to our class marshals, Sophia Miller-Culver and Reese Witten, for leading in the class of 2026. Hello, everyone. I'm Brendan Kobus, the other dean for the class of 2026. And on behalf of my fellow deans, Dean Figueroa and Dean of Students Summer Williams, I want to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2026. With the students giving our international welcome, please come to the stage. At Brookline High School, we take great pride in our diversity. One of the many ways in which we are diverse is in the more than 70 languages spoken by our students in our hallways. Today, we offer you greetings in some of those languages.
Bonjour, my name is Leila and my language of origin is French. Bienvenue à la cérémonie de remise de diplôme de la classe de 2026 de Brookline High School.
Boa tarde. My name is Joaquim Panitz, and my language of origin is Portuguese. Sejam bem-vindos e bem-vindas à cerimônia de formatura da classe de 2026 da Brookline High School.
Shalom, my name is Roy. My language of origin is Hebrew. ברוכים הבאים לטקס סיום של בית ספר תיכון ברוקליין היי 2026.
Ciao, my name is Francesco, and my language of origin is Italian. Benvenuti alla cerimonia della BHS per festeggiare il diploma di maturità degli studenti dell'anno 2026.
Dia Yiv, Gochtina. My name is Gray, and I'm doing my part in keeping the Irish language alive. Foche Goji an Sermon Os, Cham Art School Brookline, Du Rang, Fiha Fiha She.
Hallo, my name is Lani and my language of origin is German. Herzlich willkommen zur Abschlusszeremonie von Brookline High School von dem Jahrgang 2026.
Yasas. Our names are Marcos
and Nefeli, and our language of origin is Greek. Kalos ήρθατε στην τελετή αποφύτησης της τάξης του 2026.
Hola, my name is Carice Ramirez.
And I'm Jasleen Lorenzo, and our language of origin is Spanish. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de la escuela
Brookline High School para la clase de 2026.
Üdvözöljük, my name is Isabella Barabashi. Isten áld meg a Brookline-t jókedvel bőséggel.
Witajcie. My name is Jacob, and my language of origin is Polish. Witajcie, klaso 2026 rok, w zakończeniu roku szkolnego. Dziękuję.
Okay. My name is Hannah, and my name is Gabby, and our language of origin is Arabic. أهلا وسهلا لحفلة تخرج صف 2026 في مدرسة بروكلاين الثانوية.
Vanakkam. My name is Adi, and my language of origin is Tamil. Sorry. Brookline High School, Pallian, Panirendam Vagapu. Patamaripu Viravaka, Ungal Ane Variam, Varuga Varuga. In a Anbudan, Varave. Sorry. Varavet Kindrain. Vanakkam.
안녕하세요. My name is Ashley Joe and my language of origin is Korean. 2026년 브루클라인 고등학교 졸업식에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
Salam, my name is Victoria Sharouz and my language of origin is Farsi. خوش آمدید به جشن فرق التحصیلی برای کلاس 2026 در Brookline High School.
Liho, my name is Janan Wang and my language of origin is Taiwanese. 欢迎大家来到自控自了 Brookline 高中的毕业典礼。
Privatanya. My name is Marina Turchin and my language of origin is Belarusian. Вітаємо вас на церемонії випуску середньої школи Бруклайна 2026 года.
大家好. My name is Anna and my language of origin are Cantonese and Mandarin.
My name is Cheng and my language of origin is Mandarin.
歡迎大家嚟到 Brookline 高中2026屆嘅畢業典禮。歡迎大家來到 Brookline 高中2026屆畢業典禮，謝謝大家。
Здравейте, my name is Anna and my language of origin is Bulgarian. Добре дошли на церемонията за връчване на дипломите на класа от Бруклинската гимназия за 2026 година.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Mahone, and my great-great-aunt Mary Duggan graduated in 1923. My grandparents met at Brookline High School, and 25 of my close relatives have graduated from here. On behalf of myself and my family, we welcome you to the commencement for the class of 2026.
Thank you, seniors, for that beautiful welcome. We are deeply grateful to be with you today, celebrating the accomplishments of our seniors. A massive shout out to our soon-to-be graduates. I gotta say this one more time. Let's go, class of 2026! Come on, you're class of 2026. You're used to me yelling that. One more time, I needed to do that. So, take a moment to look around you. Take in the scene. You are surrounded by family, friends, faculty, staff, and community members who are here to celebrate you. Look, we all know the sweat and tears that it took for you to make it to this field today. Okay. And the win is accompanying us. Let's be honest. There were moments when you'd question if this day would come. To be even more honest, there were times when Dean Kobus and I did not think we would make it. Parents, caregivers, I am sure you can relate. You are finally able to take a deep breath now with this day coming to fruition. Your love, patience, and sacrifice has been the foundation of our graduate success. Here we are. We made it. Woo!
Class of 2026, it has certainly been a ride. From seeing you gather here from your first day of school, to dancing with you at junior semi, to now celebrating with you as you finish your high school career. It has been our extreme pleasure to see you develop not only as amazing individuals, but as a formidable group of students. This has been a class marked by determination, grit, social awareness, creativity, and of course, a great sense of humor. We're excited to see what the future holds for all of you. We know that you all have what it takes to be successful in whatever you choose to do. You are warriors and have demonstrated that even when life has thrown you a curveball and been rerouted like a global pandemic. Remember that? Great. You will not be deterred, class of 2026. You will forever be BHS warriors. You did it, and we couldn't be prouder. Congratulations, class of 2026. And now it is our pleasure to introduce to you our head of school, Mr. Anthony Meyer.
Thank you, Deans Figueroa Marrero and Kobus, for your introduction and for your stewardship of this wonderful class. Over the past 4 years, the two of you have sacrificed your time, your health, and sometimes your sanity to see this 2026 cohort graduate. And here we are. Well, thank you. That was generous. Welcome, Brookline High School parents, guardians, caregivers, families, friends, and invited guests. Welcome BHS faculty, staff, and administrators, as well as district leaders. Today, Sunday, 6/7, I did it, is a special day and a beautiful one. We all owe tremendous gratitude to the many individuals, departments, and community partners who helped this commencement happen. Brookline Parks and Open Spaces, Brookline Police, our town building department, Brookline Interactive Group, BHS custodial and clerical staff, the inimitable Hal Mason, Mother Nature, and many, many others. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, thank you. Importantly, class of 2026, you look and you are beautiful. This is truly your day. As Ms. Dean Figueroa Marrero said, take a moment and look around you. Look around Cypress Field. Look at all who surround you. This is both concrete reality and rich symbolism. We're here for you to celebrate the 504 of you who are graduating. Congratulations. Graduates, please know this is far from my first time offering graduation remarks. I have done so 9 times as head of school and many others as a dean and associate dean. It is further true that in 2003, when most of you were -5, I gave a graduation speech for Seattle's Franklin High School at Seahawks Stadium. It is also true that my remarks lasted some 13 minutes. As I gave a speech about high school graduation as a research paper, the stadium jumbo screen showed increasingly bored young people mugging for the camera and using relatively new technology then, flip phones. It is thus with great pride, deep humility, and relative confidence that I offer these words to you, class of 2026. As I mentioned during Thursday's rehearsal, I am keeping my speech shorter than usual. We have 3 student speakers this year, a beautiful rarity, as well as important remarks from Superintendent Wong, School Committee Chair Bob Weintraub, and our keynote speaker, class of 1979 graduate Lou Schneider. Thank you. Sometimes leadership and life means saying less and allowing others to say more. Thank you, right? As a former English teacher, I opt for brevity in the form of a poem modeled after Wallace Stevens' 13 Ways of Looking at a Blackbird. Stevens published this in 1923. He was an insurance executive and a poet. Life lesson, graduates, you can be both. So here goes, class of 2026 and surrounding guests. 13 ways of looking at a warrior. 1, I am of 504 minds, warrior graduates, eyeing an end to things just begun. 2, re-remembering warrior moments, image flood, memories shared and entirely your own. 504 times a myriad. 3, processing into the Panansky Quad, September 23, new to BHS, uncertain of treasures ahead. A bit freaked out, perhaps, by the overly zealous staff gauntlet. We orient you in traditions, beliefs, and warm welcomes. 4, you join hundreds at your first club fair on this very cypress field, marveling at offerings, swimming in vibes, belonging to something bigger than yourself at Brookline High School. 5, in uniform, warrior athlete, competing and comporting with pride, toughness, honor, community, challenges, and championships. 6, in the homework grind, late night, all night, APUSH notes, bio exam, SEDLAC revisions, endless problem sets, warrior scholar endures amidst exhaustion. 7, warrior advocate, pushing BHS to be better in many, many ways. Progress blends with frustration. Adolescent idealism meets administrative adult realities. Warrior change and legacy endure despite exhaustion. 8, the UAB. Chill vibes, work ethos, warrior as artist, engineer, warrior carpenter, architect, chef, warrior marketer, and stockbroker. You sample, grow, and master our so-called electives. 9, singing, dancing, music making, warrior song and dance, beauty things, your guts, talent, grace, 2026, BHS treasures, forever treasured. 10, BHS drama, fall play, spring play, music, states, student directed, needs improvement, endless PA calendar, committed casts and crew, growth over time, warrior actors, directors, creators, what treasures you perform. 11, warrior senior, college lists, dreaded supplementals, mix of senior grind and future planning, sinking feelings. This BHS time too will end. 12, warrior prom, cohort converges in dance, song, beloved community. You hold dear to present while remembering shared pasts. imagining somewhat uncertain futures. 13, warrior certainty. The 504 of you are loved, beloved by all who surround you, and many more. We believe in both who you are and who you are becoming. Thank you, class of 2026. So I very much will miss this wonderful cohort. Continue to carry yourself, beware the bunting, it's acting up a bit. Continue to carry yourself with grace and determination. Continue to believe that change is possible and that our shared humanity must remain at the center of any and all interactions. It has been a pleasure to serve and support you. And it is now my great pleasure to introduce a person who loves Brookline High School a great deal. Dr. Bob Weintraub served as head of school here for 19 years. He now chairs our school committee and will offer a few words in tribute to the class of 1976. Thank you, graduates.
Okay, my job is to introduce the 50th anniversary class of 1976. Are you out there? Raise your hand. All right. Of all the high schools passing by, there's none that can compare. There's none so rare and none so fair as dear old Brookline High. That's all. Class of 1976, your high school years were very, very historically eventful. You saw the end of the Vietnam War. You watched the Watergate hearings, which engaged the entire nation and led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. Pop quiz, class of 1976. Which U.S. senator chaired the Watergate hearings? Raise your hand and shout it out. Sam Ervin, unbelievable. You still are super smart. Thank you. All right, that was risky. You saw the passage of one of the most significant pieces of legislation of the 20th century, Title IX of the Federal Education Laws, banning discrimination based on sex in schools and colleges. The number of girls and women participating in school sports soon grew from a few 100,000 to millions and millions. Our superintendent, Bella Wong, Brookline High School class of 1978, ran the 2-mile race on the championship Suburban League track and field team. Thank you, Title IX. And by the way, class of 1976, you lived through the reign of Carmen Rinaldi. So I now want to recognize, this is dangerous, one member of the class of 1976, Charles Bradley III. Are you here, Charles? Okay, Charles Bradley III became the lead architect for the Brookline High School renovation in 1998-1999. That was before the last renovation. And he wrote a few words to me, if I can find them. Okay, this is what Charles Bradley wrote. My interest in architecture began at 6 years old and was developed in the 7th grade at Baker School when our shop teacher, Mr. Henry, gave me extracurricular drafting exercises. It continued at Brookline High School as I took every technical drawing, engineering, graphics, and architecture course with Mr. Chasen. After college and years of work experience, I was fortunate to lead the renovation of Brookline High School. It was apparent that some of the problems that we had experienced as students needed our attention. The classical facade of the building, which is now inside the atrium, was beautiful but dysfunctional, as the front doors led into the library and those doors were always locked. We had no real front entrance. What you see behind me is the new grand entrance to our high school. Thank you, Charles Bradley III. Some of you may know, this is from Charles, that my mother had polio and could not climb the stairs, which prevented her from being able to meet her teachers for conferences. It was important to provide an accessible school for students, faculty, and visitors. Charles's compelling story is one of many in the class of 1976. Your stories, class of 76, are enduring and inspirational and reflect your formative experiences in our beautiful community of Brookline and in our world-renowned public schools. Mr. Bradley, please stand. And members of the Brookline High School class of 76, please join Mr. Bradley to receive the appreciation of the Brookline High School class of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Okay, I need a footstool. Hold on. Thank you, Mr. Meyer, Dr. Weintraub. Now, please welcome to the stage our first student speaker, Emily Ferdinand.
Good afternoon, faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2026. My name is Emily Ferdinand, and some of you may know me for my involvement in Brookline volleyball, the Cypress, Scholars, and most recently, Senior Assassin. Congrats to Shane on being $50 richer. Brookline High School is a special place, one that gives you an opportunity to find your people and discover who you are. In my family, education is extremely important. Growing up in Haiti, my father didn't have the opportunity to graduate high school, yet still found his way to college in the United States. My mother has been an educator for the town of Brookline for almost 30 years. That means I've spent a lot of time thinking about what education is and why it's important. What I've learned from going to school in Brookline is that education is not one but two things: the knowledge you learn inside of the classroom and the content of your character when you are outside of it. We've spent 4 years hearing 5 specific phrases that were spoken in the halls, printed and hung up on the walls of our classrooms, and repeated at almost all of our assemblies. At first, they were just words. Oh my goodness, sorry. At first, they were just words, but sorry. At first, they were just words, but as you sit here today, ready to head out into the world, those 5 mantras have become the roadmap for how we got here and how we'll move forward. So here I am at our last assembly all together, repeating those 5 mantras for the final time. Get your bingo sheets ready. Every student is a scholar, citizen, and a caretaker. We often think of being a student as just being a scholar, being the person staying up late to finish an essay, coming to school early to use the whiteboard walls in the STEM wing to draw an extensive mind map, or prepping for a final by making Quizlets that end up being shared throughout the entire grade. But being a Brookline Warrior has always been more than that. We were citizens when we showed up for each other at sports games and performances, and we were caretakers every time we checked in on a friend who was having a rough week or who was stressed out over a bad grade. We learned that your GPA matters, but how you treat the people around you matters so much more. This is hard. You can do it. We will help each other. Let's just be honest here. High school was hard. There were moments where the workload felt impossible and the future just felt blurry. But this mantra taught us that hard isn't a reason to stop, but instead it's an invitation to lean on the person next to you, the caretaker next to you. Whether it was sharing a study guide for a massive exam or just offering a pep talk in the hallway, we didn't get to this moment alone. We got here because we helped each other. We are not done yet. And fittingly, as I stand here in front of you today, we are not done yet, because I still have 2 more mantras to get through before they let me sit back down, and this ceremony is going to be another 2 to 3 hours. So let's buckle up and pray it doesn't rain. Freedom and responsibility. This one feels pretty self-explanatory, but not exactly. Freedom is the power to pursue what you want, but responsibility is being accountable for the choices that you make. And we've practiced this in small ways since freshman year. Being able to walk to Dunkin' during lunch meant you were free, but making sure you actually made it back to school on time for your next class showed your responsibility. As we head to colleges, new jobs, and new cities, the Dunkin' runs of life will get bigger. We will be faced with choices that ask us what truly matters. What do we value at our core? What kind of environment do we want to create? We create the culture we want. We've heard the phrase, we create the culture we want, so many times it's practically just become background noise. But if you look at the evidence, it was never just a slogan. It was like our to-do list. We didn't just attend this school, but instead we redefined it. We advocated for more inclusive spaces and pushed for those homework-free holiday weekends. And yes, we fought just as hard for the right to play senior assassin. Whether we were advocating for social justice or strategically stalking each other with water guns, we proved that the environment around us is something that we have the power to shape. We didn't wait for the culture to change. We changed it ourselves. Today, we aren't just leaving a building. We're taking that warrior blueprint and applying it to the rest of the world. So, we are not done yet, but instead, our true journey to make our mark on the world has just begun. As you walk out of here today, please keep these 5 mantras with you, because wherever we go next, we already know how to work hard, how to help each other, and how to build something better. Class of 2026, we are, and always will be, proud to be Brookline Warriors. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Emily, future dean, for those powerful reminders and words. So class of 2026 and guests, please welcome Alexandra Betts, Liam Coddington, Mark Hummel, Ferris Majid, and Oliver Mindrew from the Brookline Teen Center House Band as they perform Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Would you turn the amp on? Is that a power drill? Tell jokes? All right, everybody ready? All right. We are the Brookline Teen Center House Band, aka Monkeychusetts, and thank you so much for having us on stage. Let's get it. welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even when we sleep, we will find you acting on your best behavior. Turn your back on Mother Nature. Everybody wants to rule the world. It's my own design. It's my own remorse. Help me to decide. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. Everybody wants to rule the world. There's a room where the light won't find you. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. So glad we've almost made it. So sad they had to fade it. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everybody give it up for Mark on the guitar. I can't stand this indecision, married with a lack of vision. Everybody wants to rule the world. Say that you'll never, 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 never need it. One headline, while believe it. Everybody wants to rule the world.
All right. Thank you to the Brookline Teen Center House Band for that fantastic performance. All right. And now, please welcome to the podium our second student speaker, Nico Leteplo.
Good morning to the class of 2026. After 4 years of this place, we are here in caps and gowns. This bittersweet day, which some of us have dreaded and others of us have eagerly awaited, has finally arrived. It feels only right to begin by thanking the people who got us here. To our teachers, who stayed late re-explaining things for a third time without sighing too loudly, thank you. To our counselors, coaches, and staff who took time out of their lives to support ours, thank you. To the parents and families who drove us, sat with us during long nights, and believed in us when we didn't believe in ourselves, thank you. I speak for all of us when I say that we are eternally grateful. My name is Nico Leteplo. I am, as you might guess, a senior, and I have the great privilege of speaking before you all today. I'll do my best not to waste your time. After these 4 years, my mind has begun to settle on one question. How does one actually get through high school? And I'll admit, for a while, I thought I'd concocted my own solution to this dilemma. You drag yourself through Monday, power through Tuesday, collapse into Wednesday. All right, we're halfway there. Thursday, just one more day. Finally, the weekend comes, and you can forget about everything. The test you bombed, the paper you still have to start, oh wait, Sunday night arrives and the gauntlet starts all over again. I spent more time than I like to admit doing exactly that, waiting, holding out for the weekend, treating school as an abstract experience, something happening to me rather than something I was actually doing. And this approach to high school works, technically. You survive, but surviving isn't the same as living. So what's the alternative? To this day, I'm still puzzled by how we've all managed to balance homework, sports, extracurriculars, everything that high school demanded of us. Freshman year, someone warned me that in high school you only get to pick two: sleep, a social life, or good grades. And after having made it through, I'll confess that that person was wrong. Most days, I was lucky to manage even one of those pillars. But throughout the years, I've collected solutions to this problem from people in my life who are wiser than I. And today, I'd like to share 4 of these concrete pieces of advice, one for each year here, that have guided me during my time at Brookline High School, and that will continue to guide me, and hopefully all of us, in the years ahead. So here we go. Growing up, whenever I'd come home feeling distraught over a bad grade, an embarrassing moment, a poor game performance, my mother would look at me, almost chuckle to herself, and say, "No te ahogas en un vaso de agua." Don't drown in a glass of water. In other words, don't make a big issue out of a small problem. High school has this strange little way of magnifying our difficulties, making speed bumps seem like roadblocks. And no, I'm not talking about the new speed bumps in Brookline. We'll save that conversation for another time. High school is notorious for amplifying our issues. Small moments in the past replaying in your head, or the ones in the future that we fear with anticipation, are what culminate into a common denominator that we've all experienced: stress. My mom's voice in my head has been the thing that lets me zoom back out. As we venture into the next chapters of our lives, which are bound to present only more social and academic anxieties, remember this: it's never that deep. Don't drown in a glass of water. My second piece of advice comes courtesy to my father, who throughout high school has consistently reminded me to eat the frog. The idea is simple. That one thing on your to-do list, the essay, the lab write-up, those 8-push notes, that's the thing that's been in the back of your mind, bothering you for days, but you never start. That's the frog. And every hour you don't eat it, it gets bigger and uglier, taking up more real estate in your brain until eventually it crowds everything else out. We all procrastinate. The 21st century has kindly provided us with new and improved ways of distracting ourselves. Instagram Reels, TikTok, mobile games. In short, mastering the art of procrastination has become easier than ever. With it, though, comes guilt. The guilt of being lazy, of failing to fulfill the potential you know you have, of not doing the thing that eats you up inside. In these moments, choose to eat the frog. Just do it. Suddenly, the day feels lighter, the weekend feels earned, and your mind clears. My third piece of advice is something I've gathered from my time on the soccer field. A teammate used to remind me that just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Some of you might find this phrase to be silly, but the message is powerful. Stop treating obstacles as reasons for not trying. We've been lucky enough to spend 4 years at Brookline High, a school overflowing with resources and opportunities, and amazing faculty, incredible clubs, and competitive sports teams. And yet, so many of us, myself included, have stood at the edge of something and talked ourselves out of it before we even tried. Too busy, too late to join, didn't know anyone. I'm sure those ring a bell. I can guarantee you, though, that the things we'll remember in high school will not be the times that we played it safe. There'll be the times when we tried something new, when we talked to someone we didn't know, and when we made ourselves feel uncomfortable. These are the times that make life worth living. I'd like to conclude with one final piece of advice It comes from my late grandfather who told me to always love yourself. The phrase is simple and maybe even cliche, but in 4 years of high school, comparing ourselves to other people around us, trying to meet standards set by our parents, not feeling like you're doing enough, it turns out to be one of the harder things to do on this list. Because even if you learn how to swim in a cup of water, eat the ugliest of frogs, score on every goalie, you'll still feel empty if you never learn how to be okay with who you are. That's one lifelong project, but it starts now. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those inspiring words, Nico. Now, for our second musical selection, please welcome the BHS Music Collective, Ingrid Allmiller, Gabriel Knowles, Ethan Braca, Zachary Rothman, Claude Carrick, Rose De La Paz, and Amelia Barona Barros as they perform Unwritten by Natasha.
Test. Hello, everybody. We're the BHS Music Collective, and we're going to play Unwritten for you guys today on this lovely day.
up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find.
Thank you to the Music Collective for that incredible performance. Another round of applause, please. Now, please help me welcome to the podium our third student speaker, Jacob Letterman.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jacob Letterman, and there's this quote from the movie Cars that I think about pretty often. It's just an empty cup. I even use this as my yearbook quote. Now, the protagonist, Lightning McQueen, says this when he's going back to help his mentor, the king, Strip Weathers, cross the finish line after the antagonist, Chick Hicks, caused them to crash. Now, what I got from seeing the scene hundreds of times when I was younger was nothing. I hated that Lightning gave up the Piston Cup. He should have won the race and then gone back to help Strip Weathers. He could have had his cake and eaten it too. But somewhere between seeing this movie for the first time at, I want to say, 2 years old, and graduating from high school, I finally understood what Lightning meant. The cup was empty. Not because winning doesn't matter, but because winning the wrong way or winning at the expense of who you want to be leaves you with nothing. Lightning didn't just give up a trophy that day. He chose who he wanted to become. And that choice, that's what actually mattered. And that's exactly what we're doing here today, standing at our own finish line, leaving behind Brookline High School. For 4 years, this place has been our whole world. And if we're being honest, it would be easy to cross the finish line the wrong way, to leave here bitter about the things that frustrated us, and to reduce these 4 years to complaining about compost bins and the faculty and meatless Mondays and all the small annoyances that felt massive at the time. But that would be chasing an empty cup. Because the real choice in front of us isn't about what we're leaving behind, it's about who we're choosing to become as we enter the new frontier. Are we the people who got through Brookline High School, or are we the people who grew because of it? Did we just survive, or did we figure out what actually matters to us? That's our finish line, not the diploma, not the relief of being done with all the shenanigans that have happened here, like the gas attack our freshman year, or the robo-threat that shut the school down, which thankfully I missed because I didn't have any midterms that day. But the choice of who we want to become on the other side of it. If you know me, then you know I've been through the ringer in high school. I've never been the greatest student because my priorities have always been forced away from school. Quick aside, I'm very sorry, Miss Gorlin, Miss Leslie, Mr. Rothstein, and Mr. Easley, you're not getting any of those notes. There were moments where I never imagined myself walking across this stage, let alone standing here today. But as I grew and got beaten down by life, I realized that high school is just training wheels to the real world. The problem is, like I said, mine got ripped off just a little early. Summer before my junior year hit me harder than I ever could have imagined. And by June of 2025, I found that my home had essentially turned into a hospice with me as one of the nurses. Once it ended, June 19th took on a whole new meaning for me, as it was the day I lost my father. And in my opinion, once you've been exposed to all the once you've been exposed to all the horrible experiences that life will throw at you, it fundamentally changes how you think about life and death, and most important of all, purpose. Since at the end of the day, it's more important that I use my suffering as a learning experience. Because, yeah, I grew up way too early, but I learned something through it all. The things we stress about in high school, like GPA, college acceptance, staying out of trouble, getting the lead role, or even making the team, or even speaking at graduation, none of those accomplishments mean anything in the long run none of those accomplishments means anything in the long run, but they're also not inherently meaningless. Those things, those goals only mean something when they're shaping who you're becoming. My bad. It's been flowing off all day. When they're shaping who you're becoming. When you're forced to figure out what actually matters, you realize quickly that achievements don't hold up on their own. That's what it comes down to. Grades fade, characters stay. Who we are matters more than what we collect along the way. That's what Lightning figured out on the racetrack. That's what I figured out over the past few years, and that's what all of us, whether your training wheels came off gently or got ripped away like mine, are figuring out right now. Since here's the truth, those training wheels, they're coming off today whether you're ready or not. Graduation isn't just a ceremony, it's the moment where we stop being passengers and start steering our own lives. And yeah, that's terrifying, but it's also the most important choice we'll ever make. Who are we going to be when nobody's making us show up anymore? What are we going to chase? Something real or just another empty cup? That's the new frontier we must conquer. As I wrap up, I want to leave everyone with a quote from a little-known Brookline native, John F. Kennedy. But I tell you, the new frontier is here, whether we seek it or not. Beyond that frontier are uncharted areas of science and space, unsolved problems of peace and war, unconquered pockets of ignorance and prejudice, unanswered questions of poverty and surplus. It would be easier to shrink back from that frontier, to look to the safe mediocrity of the past, and to be lulled by good intentions and high rhetoric. And those who prefer that course should not cast their vote. So as we enter the new frontier of our lives, we all need to remember this. BHS class of 2026. Be bold, be strong, be invincible.
Thank you so much, Jacob. So it's my honor to welcome our keynote speaker today, Lou Schneider, BHS class of 1979. He has a distinguished career in television and on stage. He's appeared on Nickelodeon, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and American Dad. He's been a writer and producer for The George Wendt Show, The New Adventures of Old Christine, Everybody Loves Raymond, for which he won 2 Primetime Emmys, and Men of a Certain Age, which won a Peabody Award. But perhaps his most important accomplishment is that he played the French horn while at BHS. Please welcome Lou Schneider.
Thank you. Okay. Do you have a little more interest in you? Can you gin up a little enthusiasm for this? You're very close to the end. All right, great. Well, first of all, thank you, Brendan. And greetings to the faculty, staff, families, friends, caregivers, and most of all, the class of 2026. I am so delighted to be this year's second choice for commencement speaker. If you know anything about this town, Conan O'Brien is always the first choice for commencement speaker, but he was busy with the Oscars and the Harvard graduation, so here I am. And so how do they do it? The search for the speaker is pretty easy. What they do is they find someone who maybe did something, and then they look at the class and they see who might be a relative of someone in the class. And my name came up because my niece, Hallie Schneider, where are you, Hal? There she is. Hallie is right there. So she's graduating. And let's be sympathetic. This cannot be easy for her. I mean, as nervous as I am, can you imagine what it's like for her? Because if I tank, she can never come back to see her classmates. She can never come to a reunion because all you people will do is go, oh, remember how shitty your uncle was? Sorry for that. But anyway, Hallie, I understand. Hal, if this becomes too stressful, just throw your mortarboard in the air. I'll get your diploma, and I'll meet you at the restaurant, and that'll be it. All right? Good. Okay, so that was the opening. Not so bad, right? Right? And no AI. That's how you know. You see, I wanted to make a deliberate effort to not use AI in this because this is real. This is how I really feel, people. AI has no niece. So good. All right, it's a bit strange to come back. I'll be very honest. The place is familiar, but thanks to Charles Bradley, different. I remember when I graduated, the commencement exercises were held in the quad. And back then, you could smoke in the quad.
if you had a note from your parents or a note from a friend whose handwriting looked like your parents. And I remember the ceremony. Conan O'Brien was our speaker. No, he wasn't. He was a sophomore. But I do remember clearly that at the time, I was not interested in the speaker. Sitting with my class, I thought that people like this were out of touch and maybe a little dumb. And I may be both, but I'm also a little excited. I'm excited to be back and excited for all of you. I really do love Brookline and the high school, and I'm honored that someone thought that I might have anything to offer in terms of advice and encouragement. And I'll tell you right now, I'm way better than encouragement than I am with advice. And speaking personally, BHS provided me with a great deal of encouragement. I believe that what I ended up doing for a living, that now renders me speech-worthy, I guess, grew out of skills and tendencies that I discovered here. I was incredibly lucky to have a career writing, producing, and directing television comedies. And before phones, TV comedies were a big thing. Parents, tell them, right? And before I did that, I was an actor and a stand-up comedian. And the first stand-up set I ever did was in Robert's Auditorium. During the spring of my senior year, there was an event called Everybody's Concert. So Brookline, everybody, so inclusive. It's kind of a talent show, and I was allowed to get up on stage where I mostly did impressions of teachers and made fun of the way some kids smoked, like the kids from The Point, who smoke like that, and the SWS kids who smoke like this. And I got big laughs, along with impressions of the math teachers. And it felt so amazing. And it was then that my comedy career started. And then it stopped abruptly because I did what I was supposed to do and what a lot of you will do. And you're going to go to college, and that's good. Because when I got to college, I found that the comedy bug didn't go away. And before long, I was in a performing group where I got to write and produce live shows. And that became my unofficial major. And I'm sure my parents thought the money they were spending on my official major was going to go to good use. But I never used the history. I never became a lawyer. I never went to academia. It just wasn't me. I was focused most when I was working in comedy with that group. And being part of a group was something that I'd really loved about this place. Whether it was playing soccer or playing French horn in the band or being part of the ski club, there was nothing like the camaraderie of that shared group activity. Now, my dad had a term for these associations. He called them task-oriented groups. It wasn't his term, but he taught a course at the BU School of Social Work under that title. And he examined the relationships formed between members of athletic teams, military units, casts of theatrical productions, and coworkers. And these bonds are often stronger than those between family members. And that I'm fascinated by that dynamic too, because the highlight of my career has been the time spent in the comedy trenches, in writers' rooms and on sets and on sound stages with funny, intelligent, and supportive people acting like complete idiots. And that's what I want to encourage today. Pursue careers in network comedy. No, don't do that. Television is over. The phone and streaming services have ruined that. But definitely do seek out task-oriented groups. Do you have any idea what the ideal size of such a task-oriented group is? You have any clue? I'll tell you exactly. 504. Exactly what we have here. Don't lose this feelings. Keep it together today. So you should all go out for dinner tonight. In fact, someone go on Open Table and see who can take 504 at 6 o'clock. All right. Hallie, I'm sorry. It's almost over. You're doing great. I'm almost done. I really am. I'm nearly finished with the nagging part, and I do want to be serious for about 10 seconds. You guys all went through the challenge of the pandemic as what, 7th graders? 7th or 8th? Yeah. And it was an incredible thing to come through, and it's affected you because you had to adapt. And now you're probably okay working on Zoom or online, and that's fine. But I'm old, and to me, the difference between a Zoom meeting and a face-to-face interaction is the difference between watching a concert at home on a screen versus seeing a show live. It might be more convenient, and you don't need shoes at home, but there's no community. And I'm worried. I'm worried that the phone, which is a device initially developed to bring people together, actually separates us as we keep our heads down and scroll through TikToks. And yet, there's always an and yet. It doesn't have to be that way, and I believe it shouldn't. I want you to go ahead and be inspired by what you see on your phones. Use them. Use them, but remember, those screens work for you. Use them to connect with each other and then get together face to face. Put the phones aside and do something together. Play with kids, clean something, build something, cook something, paint something, sing something, act something out. You can post about it afterwards. But if you do that, don't do this thing or this. And I don't know what that means. It just looks ridiculous. But look, I know some of you will also say, well, I like doing things on my own. I would then urge you to try to meet up with other antisocial types and get some kind of lone wolf club going. And I realize not every club is going to be fantastic. Not every group is going to be great, you know. But when you find a group like this that works, nothing beats that. And you folks have to look no further than the boys cross country team, because those guys never lose. Is that right? Incredible. And that was shameless kissing up. I'm so sorry about that. But I do want to say that I hope all of you, fast people and not so fast people, are sharing a sense of collective accomplishment today. Because this is a big one. And as you move on in the world, you'll discover that the real rewards lie not in the end results or in the products you produce, but in the relationships you form in the pursuit. Cherish those. Really. All right, that's it. I'm done nagging. I was using that to cue. I said, make sure you turn the alarm on with about 30 seconds left in the speech so I know when to get off. Okay, I really thank you so much for having me. Please be nice to Hallie. None of this was her fault. Thank you and congratulations. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. All right, goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Schneider, for being with us today and delivering such an amazing speech and words. We appreciate it. And now, for the moment we have been waiting for, the presentation of our graduating class. Before we begin, we would like to acknowledge our 4 educators who have volunteered to participate in the most anticipated part of this ceremony. Our name readers for the class of 2026 are Ms. Liza Casal, our senior class advisor and educational team facilitator, Ms. Allison Brusky, special education teacher, Mr. Kevin Whitehead, word language teacher, and of course, Mr. Andrew Kimball, world language teacher. On behalf of the class of 2026, we thank you.
Okay, it is my honor, Superintendent Wong, to present the class of 2026. Having met our Brookline High School and Public Schools of Brookline graduation requirements, they are ready to graduate from this place. So a few words from Superintendent Wong.
Thank you. So I am the last speech before this happens, and I just want to thank Lou Schneider, fellow alum, and also amazing student speakers and student performers. I'm so impressed. You did such a great job. So it's a privilege to have this time to address you on this special occasion. This afternoon, I'd like to share with you a couple of stories about my mother. For it was her persistence and belief in the power of women and the love for me more than any other single person that brings me here before you as your superintendent of schools today. There are 2 parts to this. The first,
When I was 10, I overheard my mother say to her girlfriends, quote, "The girl gets what the boys will get," end quote. I thought it was a weird thing to say and hear, and the memory has stuck with me forever. Only in my adulthood did I understand why she would say what she did. My mother was born in China, the second child of two, the eldest being her sister, who was 8 years older. Chinese tradition had it that all property would be inherited by the son. It was predetermined by her family that if the second child was not a boy, one would be adopted. Within months of my mother's birth, my uncle was adopted, and my mother grew up being told how much of a disappointment it had been that she had not been a boy. I never knew she had been raised that way. She raised me completely differently. I never doubted I was equal in my parents' eyes with my brothers, and it is true that when my maternal grandparents passed in the 1990s, all the property went to my uncle. But when my paternal grandparents passed in the late 80s, I overheard my father telling his brothers that the sisters would have an equal share of all the assets, and that is what happened. And I'm sure that my mother's influence on was my mother's influence on my father. So that's one part. Here's the second part about my mother. My mother was very concerned that I be well educated. I was born and we lived in Boston. My mother approached various private schools, but they said they did not accept students from our neighborhood. We lived in the Back Bay. So I think it was just me they didn't want. So my mother did her research and determined that they had to move to Brookline because she said the schools, these were where the best schools were, and this was in the 60s. So my family moved to Brookline, and I entered Runkle School as a second grader. I know, my mom. My mother was right. I will be forever grateful for this decision she made on my behalf. I had great teachers and amazing educational experiences, and just an experience full of important life lessons, which I hope many of you have had as well. If you don't think so or you're not so sure, you may think otherwise after you leave. What I learned after I left was that I assumed everyone got taught what we got taught here, and it's not true. The magic here, all that goes into what your experience has been, is about helping you learn how to think for yourselves, to be open to what others think, and to do the right thing whenever doing the right thing matters. For what I've observed this year, what you just got here in Brookline is even better than what I got, which I thought was pretty great. What it took to bring you here, what it took to bring you here so you could benefit from this experience you just received is your family. They brought you here, as mine did for me. I lost my mom in 2018, and I thought a lot about her and my dad this past year. I'm really, really sorry they are not here, but that regret is countered by how very happy I am to be able to share this special moment with all of you as the first female superintendent. Thank you, Mom. And as the first alum superintendent to do this. Thank you, Principal Meyer. I proudly accept the class of 2026 as newest of all the alums. I wish you all well as you embark from BHS to make the world the place you want it to be. Congratulations.
We're going to move Tell me when to go. I mean, she's right there, but.
Bob, everyone ready? We ready? Are you guys ready?
Yep, ready. Ready? Am I good to go? Yes. We need help. I have Ferdinand, yeah. I have
Mom's
her.
giving the.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
dead.
good.
Am I good to go? Good to go? Anthony, am I good? Yes. Okay. Sophia Miller Culver. Sammy Abu. Lenaik Adande. Locke Adkins. Natalie Adler. Marcos Agakich. Nefeli Agakich. Nate Aguirre. Lizzie Aiken Sarmiento. Aisha Atimbatova. Cedar Alcott. Makari Allen. Holly Anthony. Shanti Apavu. Ethan Samansky. Travis Applebob. Greg Aptekman. Lucas Araujo. Anna Arcilla. Jackson Armstrong, diploma presented by April Armstrong. Elliot Arolovich. Ingrid Heel-Gonyer Almiller, presented by Dominique Gonyer. Jack Avery. Hannah Awad. Bella Bacon. Jongwoo Beck. Olivia Baker. Isabella Barabashi, presented by Janet Kelly. Amelia Barahona Barros. Eric Barden. Gideon Barrere. Daniel Barquet. Saskia Barrett. Aaliyah Barsky Elnor. Zach Baum. Nora Beach. Ryan Beach.
Aliana Beatrix. Molly Berger. Eva Berkson. Alexandra Betts. William Montgomery. Sean Whalen. Mia Mirai Betts. Leah Bitron. Jonah Blue Wolf. Elena Bodine. Ethan Braca. Iris Braun. Ilana Braun Jones. Naomi Brinkley. Jaden Brown. Finbar Bruin. Jem Bookbinder Johnson. Stasia Budnick. Camilla Busco Are. Leonardo Butera Andrew. Theodore Beauty. Vanessa Cameron. DeAndre Camille Edmonds. Eli Kaplan. Max Capoletti. Tony Carballo. Finn Carlson. Yelizaveta Annika Carlson. James Carr. Claude Carrick. John Carroll. Nathan Caruso. Will Cavalier. Mirta Sarai. Brian Chan. Liam Chan. Audrey Chang. Ronnie Chang. Lyra Cheeseman. Chris Chen. Nicholas Chen. Justin Chen. Neve Labby. Zekai Chen. Cindy Chen. Katria Cheredinichenko. Maxim Chertov. Joseph Chiang. Elliot Chin. Gary Chin. Yunyung Cho. Bianca Choi. Taylor Chu. Chloe Jung. Bronwyn Sicolo. Carlos Clausen. Sage Clayton. Liam Coddington. Finn Collins. Gray Connor Jones, presented by Elisa Connor. Sonia Konovaru. Ruben Cordine. Cy Crickmore. Cece Sway. Mika Dagielli. Max Del Bianco. Beatriz de la Rosa Cardoso. Lalia de Oliveira, presented by Kelly de Oliveira. Ruby de Bruin. Maggie Del Gallo. Rose de la Paz. Jimmy DePaulo. Alexander DeRiggs St. Hill. Claire Dickinson. Chara Dean. Korea De Sola. Simon Dolev. Bayla Dolinger. Elisa Dos Santos. Catherine Dugan. LJ Tranin. Harper Dresser. Bethany Dykstra. Gabriella El Shamali. Zach Eleanor. Luca Iovine. Erin Ergen. Dina Faber. Lila Falk. Cyrus Farzaneh Farr. Walker Fehrenbach. Callie Feldman. Emily Ferdinand, presented by Dominique Ferdinand and Jed Miller. Diego Fernandez de la Cruz. Finch Ferreira. Jazzy Fiorelli. Acacia Fitzgerald. Harrison Flint. Eva Foreman. Liam Forey. Lila Friedland. Jacob Friedman. Ronnie Frimmerman.
Max Galentine. Lucas Galvez Klusenik. May Gardner. Izzy Guerin. Lila Garrett. Luke Garvey. Zachary Gibbons. Shane Gillis. Julian Gingery. Ryan Goldberg. Jada Gonsalves. Maritza Griffin. Liam Griffin. Natasha Griffin. Emil Grinberg. Nadav Grinstein. Lara Grossman. Mason Grossman, diploma presented by Pierce math teacher Don Galolo. Flynn Gempel. Frederick Guerrier. Jian Guo. Jenny Ha. Felix Hum. Will Hannigan, diploma presented by BHS Social Studies teacher Jen Hannigan. Roy Hartman. Dylan Hatchett. Solomon Heffis. Amina Halal. Jack Herman. Charlie Hewitt. Priscilla Hill. Charlotte Hintz, diploma presented by Pierce School social worker Timothy Hintz. Leela Hoffman. Elizabeth Hong. Bacall Hooks. Erica Ho. Daisy Huang. Caroline Hughes. Isaac Hughes. Maya Hewling. Luke Humblias. Mark Hummel. Christoph Huang. Ofri Inbar. Maren Irizarry Nones. Sophia Ismail. Kalina Ivanov. Arav Jadov. Ansh Jain. Alora Jaju. Araja Jalan. Aditi Jaishankar. Chloe Jean. Ashley Joe. Landon Johnson. Leo Johnson. Zyra Johnson. Daphne Jones. Theo Jones. Anya Junankar. Zubin Kausi. Alusain Kamara. Eliza Camels. Ian Kang. Maur Cantor. Fumi Kato. Anna Katzman. Echo Kaufman. Max Kaufman. Adele Kaufman Schultz. Aditya Kaushik. Benjamin Keegan McLinn, diploma presented by Hayes School Special Educator Rachel Keegan McLinn. Mirabelle Kesselman. Eitan Kate. Brendan Kim. Heidi Kim. Jada Kimbrough. Elizabeth Kenyon Sadat. Cassidy Kirschenbaum. Spencer Kleeman. Misha Klein Swarmink. Gabriel Knowles. Avia Corinne. Sylvie Costet Greenlee, diploma presented by BHS math teacher Shoshana Costant. Noah Crewinghouse. Reese Cruel. John Krasansky. Lil Kuklowitz. Elise Kutka.
Aaliyah Layson, presented by Jennifer Hardy. Ryan Lackey. Owen Lacey. Anna Ladzinski. Wally Lawrence. Gus Lawson. Stephanie Lazou. Daniel Leary. Zoe Leibovitz. Aiden Lee. Edward Lee. Jungjae Lee. Tony Lee. Yeah. Ready? Niels Lenners. Not on my list. Reese Witten. Trey Lara. I said his name. Niels Lenners. Jacob Letterman. Sebastian Levy. Itung David Lee Chang. Brandon Libby. Cameron Lim. Amalia Linden Grand Palm. Elin Lindgren Palm. Melina Leodakis. Jonah Littman. Sage Lipton. Sammy Lipton. Nico Leteplo. Annie Liu. Ryan Liu. Jasleen Lorenzo. Aaron Lovell. Indy Lacey Luna Bonhomme. Emma Lurie. Danny Lyons. Ginny McGregor, presented by Sue McGregor. Ben Madden. Diana Maria Madrigal. Jacqueline Mahone. Faris Majid. Sammy Mambrino. Aaron Manday. Claire Mann Gallagher. Alex Mayo. Golda Mark. Nicholas Mariquin. Noah Martin. Derek Matos Huertas. Taurus McConico. Viviana McDonald. Margot McLaughlin. Isaac Medrano. Nina Melliger. Idole Mendez. Alice Michelson. Montea Miles. Oliver Mindro. Gabriella Miranda Chong. Abby Mitchell. Ori Mitchell. Anna Mogul. Diego Molina. Luca Montgomery. Teo Montanel Constantinopoulos. Fergus Morrissey O'Rourke. Brandon Moscoso Perez. Oliver Mountjoy. Kadir Makmin. Enit Mulligan. Gavin Murphy. Rose Murray. Jackson Musto. Jake Nagel. Pablo Nara Garcia. Lucas Nanda. Oscar Nanda. Ana Luisa Nacimiento. Audrey Navarrete. Marco Neer. Ella No Miller. Ellie Goyong. Levi Goyong. Sunshine Nicholas. Koya Nicole. Theo Nisler. Cora Nobrega. Presented by Mariah Nobrega. Maya Knock. Alicia Norton Cruz, presented by BHS's world language teacher, Elena Cruz Lopez. Maximilian Nosal. Jed O'Donnell. Colin Oft. Lucia Oft. Abby O'Halloran. Ika O'Key. Blake O'Leary, presented by Macy O'Leary, Beep Educator. Rahel O'Neill. Annie O'Reilly. Cole Ortiz. Maya Ortiz, presented by BHS's social worker, John Ortiz. Yes. Say it again. Zara Osammergay. Lydia Asland. Togo Ouchi. Wyatt Olette. Adriana Ovinito. Sofia Oviedo. Joaquin Panitz. Joseph Park. Samuel Parker. Jacob Paul. Henry Perdue. David Perez Lawrence. Isabel Perks. Francesco Perucci. Hannah Peterson. Adar Pfeffer. Bree Pintamel. Ali Pomerantz. Ilana Porkovnik. Elise Polano. Kai Putney.
Kianush Rahimi. Carissa Ramirez. Valentina Ramos. Israel Ramos dos Santos. Joey Marie Rather. Lucas Roberts Rodding. Liam Raybold. Lenny Heinsberger. Nicole Ritchie. Robbie Richard. James Richards. Mia Richards, diploma presented by Stephen Rabouin. Jaden Ricks. Hunter Robin. Gio Robinson Edwards. Joaquin Rodriguez. Zach Rothman. Zachary Rogers. Quintin Romano. Matt Rosales. Josephine Ross. Claudia Rothman. Scarlett Rothstein, diploma presented by BHS English teacher Nick Rothstein. Aiden Rawell. Summer Ruby. April Rudolph. Aiden Rybarski. Vivan Sabarwal. Sienna Safar. Owen Saltzman Amagon. Lily Sampson. Carly Samuels. Jonuel Santana Gregory. Hallie Schneider, diploma presented by today's speaker, Lou Schneider. Aviv Schwab Jacobson. Maya Schwartz. Mia Salam. Yijin Song. Aisatu Sise. Tula Schaefer. Sushant Shabazi. Victoria Sharuz. Orina Shaposhnikova. Josh Shepard. Liesel Schick. Natsuki Shimane. Alex Shapitzin. Tatiana Schreier. Santi Sierra Ponce. Siona Siegel. Julia Signoretti. Ali Silbert. Maya Silk. Ethan Samansky. Siddharth Sivakumar. Liam Slater. Alex Magula. Alex Magula. Ramsey Smith. Annabelle Snyder, diploma presented by Runkle Guidance Counselor Rebecca Snyder. Anna Son. Nicholas Sukas. Serena Spaggett. Milo Speck. Zach Spencer, diploma presented by BHS science teacher Jen Spencer. Sierra Springer. Tal Srimurti. Quinn Stanley, diploma presented by Malia Scott. Isabel Stein. Merrick Steen. Michael Stein. Mason Stern. Daria Stoyanova. Rachel Strzok. Alyssa Sukarenko. Aiden Sullivan. Ejin Sun. Avery Sutton Rath. Elijah Sweeney Hilton. Harry Tangwuti. Clara Thibault. Lourdes Timothée. David Thomas. Juliana Thomas Arbaje. Malia Thompson. Addison Thornburg. Khalid Tikriti. Manny Tolkoff. Amir Tomer. Anna Topalova. Jad Torres. Lydia Tulumsis. Lexi Tringas. Marina Turchin. Elizabeth Titel. Alyssa Upshaw. Cécile Vandevelde. Alex Vanderbrugge. Aiden Vandor. Sanvi Vashisht. Ana Velasco Zurita. Julia Vianello. Fernanda Vilela da Mota Silveira. Alexa Vu. Teo Waldesbuhl, diploma presented by Jody Waldesbuhl. Justin Wallace. Anna Wang. Chung Yi Wong. Cindy Wong. Janan Wang. Matthew Wong. Philip Wang. Sofia Weber Salguero. Joy Wei. Raya Weintraub. Josh Weisner. Ella Wertheimer. Penelope West. Ivy Wheeler, diploma presented by BHS Social Studies. Teacher Mark Wheeler and BHS Reading Specialist Kristen Wheeler. Jaden Williams. Cam Williams, diploma presented by BHS Secretary LaShonda Williams. Ophir Williams. Solomon Willie. Becky Winnikoff. Lucy Wolpin. Alexander Wong. Callie Wu. Johnny Shu. Yue Cheng Shu. William Xuen. Dania Yakut. Bree Young. Hong Lai. Theodore Young. Jason Yi. Jaron Yi. Kyle Yi. Rachel Yin. Shangjun Yin. Sergey Zatsupin. Isaac Zhang. Johnny Zhang. Kaiyu Zhang. Neil Zhao. Alyssa Jeleznik. Leon Zhu. Simone Searton Singleton. Daniel Zilberberg. Shiley Zilbershot. Zoe Zukar. And last but not least, Lauren Swibach.
You got to say something now. Yep. All right, congratulations. So now, please, will the senior members of the Camerata Choir please come to the stage to lead us in the singing of the Brookline High School's alma mater?
No, you're great. Get us moving. Storms are coming.
You want to do that one then?
This?
Yeah.
No, you got it. You've been great. Yes, I'll grab it. Don't worry. A little late for that. Close the windows in my office. I need to close the windows in my office. Yeah, me too. Who starts this?
Yeah, who starts it?
I think we're good. All right, graduates of the class of 2026, please rise. By the power vested in me by the school committee and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I am proud to confirm that you, the class of 2026, are graduates of Brookline High School.
No. Thank you all for coming today. Thank you to the Brookline Interactive Group for once again offering our families and friends the opportunity to experience this milestone. Please do not leave any trash behind on our beautiful field, and you are welcome to recycle your cap and gowns in one of the bins on the field. Ready? Congratulations, Brookline High School class of 2026.
Hey, I'm so proud of you. That was great.